Hi, in this video we're going to talk about writing equations of a quadratic. And so a couple of things that we need to recall before we go ahead and start to write these equations is with a parabola we have a couple of characteristic points. The x-intercepts or the roots, the vertex, and then the y-intercept. And so from this we also need to remember a couple of different forms. So vertex form, standard form, and factored form of a quadratic. Notice in all of these we have an a coefficient, which is really comes into play when we're talking about writing equations of quadratics, because we want to make sure that we're writing vertical stretches and compressions within the equations, and we'll look at some examples. So we want to write an equation of a parabola with roots -3, 0, 5, 0, and a y-coordinate of the vertex y equals 4. So notice, in order to write an equation of a parabola, we need a minimum of 3 coordinates, and 2 of those needs to be the roots. Now we have a vertex, or a y-coordinate of the vertex, so we can actually create that third point by finding the h value, or the x-coordinate of the vertex. And the way we're going to do that is to find the axis of symmetry, which is the x-coordinate, or the h, of the vertex. And so the way we're going to do that is essentially taking the average of the roots, because we know the axis of symmetry is right in the middle. It is the midpoint between the 2 roots. And so then I know my vertex is 1, 4. So then, now that I actually have that, given any 3 points, in this example we had to find that third point, but given any 3 points, we can use the x-intercepts or the roots to go ahead and write the factors of our function or equation. So from the root -3, the factor would be x plus 3. From the root +5, I would have a factor of x minus 5. And then again, I don't know the vertical stretch or compression, so I don't know that leading coefficient. And so this would be a general form of a quadratic with roots at -3 and 5, which have infinite possibilities. So now we need to narrow that down to a more specific equation. In order to do that, we're going to use that vertex to go ahead and solve for the a value here. And so if the vertex is 1, 4, I'm going to substitute 1 in for x and 4 into y, or f of x in this case. And so I get an a coefficient value of -1/4. So then I'm going to use that a to find or go ahead and write that specific equation. And so in order to do this, I still have the roots, x plus 3 and x minus 5, but in order for them to pass through the vertex 1 and 4, I need to have that coefficient of a -1/4. And I have my equation in factored form. Now, if I wanted to write it in expanded form or in standard form, I would FOIL out this expression or equation. X squared minus 2x minus 15 and so then I would have the factored form of that parabola, and then the standard form. Thanks for watching.